Welcome to another reading vlog. It is Monday night. I am partway through a bunch of stuff, so I'll let you know where I'm at and where we're planning on going this week. So I'm partway through Dial A for Aunties, which is my current audiobook. When I finish that, my next audiobook will be What We Devour by Lindsay Miller. I'm currently physically reading A Chorus Rises while listening along to the audiobook, which is what I'm currently doing. I also started tonight 2 other things, which are kind of short, so I just kind of dived in. I'm currently just over 50 pages into The Marrow Thieves and about 60 pages into Wild Embers. I'm going to try and get through as much of A Chorus Rises as I can, and then fall asleep. But I have dived into both of those as well, and I might jump back to Wild Embers if I kind of get audiobook reading along burnt out, which I did last night, so we'll see how I go on that front. My goal for obviously tomorrow is to finish all of those from wherever I am and read quite a bit of The Glass Magician. I do have work tomorrow night for a good chunk though, so we'll see. This week I also want to read Counting Down with You by Tashi Bhuyan, The Memory of Souls by John Lyons, and definitely City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. We'll see how much further than that I get, but that's our like goal, minimum goal, which I think is very achievable if I get my butt into gear. So let's get to reading. I've also renewed my Duolingo obsession, which I was learning French very consistently on Duolingo for like a couple of months, a year or so ago. And then I got distracted and lost my streak and just didn't go back into it. It was a little bit of a hyper-fixating moment, and I'm back on my shit. So back on my French learning shit. So it's been a little bit distracting, but we're going to focus for now and read and see how far we get through A Chorus Rises tonight. It's been a few days. I can't even remember when I last updated. This vlog's going to be terrible, but I guess you're getting what it's like to have a normal Cara vlog. I'm still reading Marrow Thieves. I think I was reading this when I talked to you last. It's just been slow going. I just haven't had a lot of time and brain energy. I did today pull out onto my little dresser, which is super messy, but ignore. You can see over there my stack of physical books that I'm gonna be randomizing from for Spooktober. I am participating in a couple of readathons, but I'm participating them in the October readathons like super low key, and I'm just like reading, feeling it out. If it works, it works. So I'm participating in Bookoplathon, but I'm also doing like my personal Spooktober, which I did last year, which is where I'm trying to read as many of the spoopy vibe things that are on my TBR, and I decided if it fits the vibe. So I pulled out everything I have on my physical TBR that fits the vibe, and that's what's up there, and I've got them on a list, and I'm going to randomize them over the month and pick things out. I was getting real antsy. I wanted them out, so I pulled them out and stuck them up here in my room. Despite it only being halfway through the month, but yeah, I did that. I'm going to finish Marrow Thieves tonight, but right now I'm going to go cook dinner. But the other thing I need to read a lot of tonight is The Glass Magician. I want to try and finish this tonight, like read all of it tonight. I don't think it'll actually happen, but we're going to try and read as much as possible. So that's where we're at. I'm about to go cook dinner, and I'm listening to What We Devour on audiobook by Lindsay Miller. So I finished finally Dial A for Aunties, which I loved. It was so fun. God, this update's all over the place because I have no idea what I last told you, but I was listening to Dial A for Aunties. I finished it. It was really, really good. I think it's a perfect, like, funny, non-traditional rom-com, and it was just really, really good. I had a good time with it. Hello? She wants to be fed. And so now I'm listening to What We Devour by Lindsay Miller, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I'm not very far into it, but I'm going to keep listening while I make dinner and feed these girls. Is that your butt? Hi. So the magical all-nighter. Yeah, this is happening. I feel like they always look the worst. They're right in the middle of my top lip. And just ignore this. The magical all-nighter is about to start in a whole 3.5 minutes. I don't think I updated you yesterday, but I just have been so out of my reading mojo the past couple of days. I don't know whether it's... I said going into September, like, September's going to be my best reading month because I'm going to submit my thesis and I'm going to have so much time. Instead, my brain's gone like on a full dump and it doesn't want to do anything. So I just haven't been as productive as I would have hoped. But tonight starts the 24-hour Magic Readathon 24-hour reading all-nighter. I'm not going to be reading for the full 24 hours. I'm going to sleep. But I'm going to try and stay up a little bit late tonight to join in for maybe an hour or two of these sprints. I don't know even how long they're running before I go to bed. And then I will join in with whatever's going on tomorrow as well when I get up. And go till the end of the readathon, because tomorrow I have a pretty lazy day except for a workout class, gym class I'm going to. So I'm going to be trying to read a whole ton, but at the moment I am working on The Glass Magician. I'm still reading this. I think I was reading this when I last talked to you, and that was like 3 days ago. Or 2 days ago. Oh my God, I don't even know anymore. But I have about 80 pages left. I'm gonna finish this tonight, and then my next read, I've already taken the dust jacket off, is Counting Down With You by Tashi Bhuyan, which is a 450-page book, but it's a contemporary, and I'm hoping to finish all of this tomorrow. Like, start it tonight and definitely finish it tomorrow. And try and also start a bit of Memory of Souls tomorrow. So we'll see how it all goes, but I think I just need to get back into the groove, and it does not help that The Glass Magician is just an average read for me. It's not bad. I am having a good time when I'm reading it, but it's really like I'm having a hard time staying motivated to pick it up. So hopefully this all-nighter and the sprints tonight will get me through this, so then I can go nuts on the next 2 reads, which I know will be like really good. The other problem I'm having with this is that the moments of action are so bizarre and have no weight to them, that like something important happens and I have to reread the page 3 times before, because I'm like, wait, what? Because it didn't really like build the moment of impact, and I like didn't notice it happened until like we got to the end, and then I was like, wait, what happened there? And that's a personal pet peeve for me in books. This is about to start, so I'm going to talk to you about it later. But yeah, Magical Readathon all-nighter tonight and into tomorrow, so let's hope my reading is nuts. I will keep you updated. So it's midnight. I just finished reading The Glass Magician while watching the sprints with G and everyone else. So I'm going to go to bed now and try and get up early and get back into reading again in the morning and try and read all of Counting Down With You tomorrow. But I ended up giving Glass Magician 2 stars. It's probably a 2.5, 2.25, but I'm kind of feeling bummed about it, so it's going down to a 2. It's a kind of book that I probably should have DNF'd, but there were things about it that kept me intrigued and interested the whole way through, except there were some big problems in it for me, and mainly that focused around the writing and the plotting and pacing. It's like the actual like construction of the book. I thought the characters were really interesting, the world was really interesting, even the plot itself all had the potential to be interesting, and they had so much that could have been done, and it just wasn't explored to the best of its ability. It's a pretty short book, it's like less than 300 pages, and the world was complicated, and I feel like it wasn't given any depth of investigation or understanding. I understood the world, but it was all super surface level, and I didn't really get why the world worked the way it worked, or the intricacies of it. It like hinted at these intricacies, and this is a standalone too. Like, there just was not enough world building done to really flesh out the nuances of the world, and it's an intriguing world, and I wish we had that. And then plot-wise, I feel like it missed a lot of the beats because the writing, as I said before, doesn't really, like in the last clip, doesn't really settle into the moments well. So I was feeling like the ultimate reveal didn't, and like point of action didn't feel like a point of action. It just felt like another thing happening. Like, it didn't really build to anything, which was just disappointing. This book is like a magical version of The Prestige. If you've seen that movie, it's a favorite movie of mine with Hugh Jackman and fucking is it Christian Bale? And David Bowie's in it. It's a great movie, The Prestige. It came out in like 2006, but I feel like it really holds up. I love it. And the whole thing is about like stage magicians, and The Prestige is like the moment where you pull off the trick. And the movie is a really dark movie about like two magicians trying to one up each other. It's an amazing movie. And this book has those elements, like the stage kind of situation going. There's kind of like a battle of tricks between a couple of stage magicians, but all the plot elements, it's kind of like actually two plots merged into one, and I don't think they meshed well, which really hindered the plot development. So on one hand, there's this plot with the main character. The main character is a stage magician. She inherited that role from her father, and she has this kind of rivalry going on with this other stage magician who has put out a legal thing on his tricks that no one can do anything similar to his tricks, like a non-competition clause. And so there's that kind of thing going on, which really feels like The Prestige, and I really liked that side, and I thought it was really intriguing. I really liked the other side too, but they just didn't mesh together. The other side of the plot, we follow the main girl, but we learn that in this world, which is New York, but an alternate New York, there are three casts of people, as well as all the things we would expect from an American city, including racism and stuff, but it wasn't very well fleshed out, which is part of my problem with the world building. Like, it was kind of like set in New York to avoid having to do a lot of world building, but it had this complicated societal system with these three casts of people with different magics, like solitaires who are normal people, traders who can move in and out of an animal form, and silvestri who like have a connection to the land, but that was so underdeveloped. I had no idea what they did, other than that they don't trust anyone else. That's all I knew about them, and I still have no idea even after reading the whole book. And I don't understand how those castes function in society with any detail. Like, that was done so surface level. So the like second plot line, other than this magician plot line, they're both kind of happening at the same time, but they don't blend together super well. Is that the main character finds out she's a trader, which she didn't know. And there's rules around young traders not being allowed out in public until they can control their trading, because evil creatures, manticores, seek out young traders that haven't like perfected their ability to trade, to consume their magic. Again, it wasn't fleshed out enough for me to understand the why of that, but it was interesting at least. And so she's trying to learn how to do this trade properly, so she's not at risk. And like, the two plot lines just didn't mesh super well. They were both interesting, but the plotting and pacing felt all off going between the two. Like, they didn't build together well and naturally. I mean, naturally is probably not the right word. I'm sure authors spend a lot of time trying to make sure that the pacing and build of their books works, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't work. And so then the resolution felt really like the apex of the story felt really flat because the two didn't build together well. And it just felt really flat at the end, and the end really didn't work for me. Especially, one thing I really like about stage magician books and movies is the way, so there's like a build to a trick. It has rules. Magic tricks have rules of the different components. It's like the prestige is the final part. There's parts. There's 7 parts to a trick or something. It's like a no magic law thing. And a movie like The Prestige, and I've read other books that have done it really well, I think, like, and movies especially, like, I love a good magic movie. I think, like, Now You See Me, but also Heists have a similar kind of build, where there are different components that have to happen to pull off the trick, because a heist and a trick have very similar characteristics. But yeah, like Now You See Me and Now You See Me 2 do the same thing. Whereas The Prestige, where the actual like plot of the movie and the reveals play into those same tropes as the parts of the tricks that are being described in the movie. So like while the movie is about magic, the movie itself is also a magic trick. Like it's tricking you and covering these different components of the trick. And that's one of my favorite parts, but this did not do that at all. It didn't pull it off. Like, the reveal was poorly delivered ultimately, and it felt very lackluster, and it didn't deliver on what it promised for me, and I'm bummed because I really liked the characters and I really liked the premise of the plot and like what it was trying to do, I think. But it just underperformed in so many ways, and I'm really bummed about it. And like it did take me ages to read because I feel like the writing didn't work very well. Like it wasn't a particularly engaging style of writing, so it did take me far too long to read for the length of it. But like I was always enjoying myself while I was reading, except like it just wasn't doing anything, and I'm just bummed about it. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep now after that rant, and tomorrow I'm gonna try and read all of Counting Down with You like in the morning or by like mid-afternoon before the end of this reading journey weekend magical 24 hours at any rate, which ends at 10 for me, so I definitely want to be finished by 10. I think I can be finished by like mid-afternoon and get a head start on my like next read. But we'll see. We will see. Anyway, because I am behind. I am very behind. And even behind on my reduced goal, which is kind of where I have to read to, because there's a buddy read in there. But we'll do our best. We're going to get to as much as we can. And wish me luck. We're going to try and catch up. Did I say I was going to read a whole book today? I mean, it could still happen. It could still happen. Well, not really now, but have I read much of it today? No, not at all. Is it 5:30? Yes, it is. I did go to Pilates today, which is a good thing too, because cases have arisen in my little area and I'm back into lockdown for a week. So yeah, we got access to the Pilates studio yesterday. We're back in lockdown tomorrow. I have also cleaned the fish tank and like done some chore stuff, and I've been to the supermarket, still got to cook dinner, and I'm trying to finish an audiobook tonight, so hopefully while I'm cooking dinner I'll finish that. I've been spending too much time staring at TikTok because I'm having a problem, but I am 70 pages into Counting Down with You by Tasha Leon. I'm going to try and get a move on now. I'm just having a hard, I need something to like make my brain focus. It worked really well on the live last night, but there hasn't been lives today, so I'm tempted to play the live from last night and see if that motivates me. Or do I have, maybe I'll get out some dice and do some Bookoplathon dice rolls, and maybe that as like sprints, like mini dice sprints for myself, and maybe that will, why am I doing this when I could just do it on my phone and not worry about the physical space? I might do that. I might do a couple of little dice sprints and try and use that to motivate me to finish this book today, because I really want to, but I just I don't know what's going on. I think it's like a burnout thing for finishing my thesis. I think I was vaguely mentioning it the other day, but I think what's happening is that my brain's gone on to like full meh mode. Like, it's not a reading slump because I'm enjoying reading, it's like a life slump. I'm having trouble dedicating and focusing time to stuff for now. So hopefully once in the next couple of weeks I'll get back into the swing of things. But anyway, let's try some dice sprints. I do have like a fancy D20, but we won't do that. This isn't the best, but hey. We're gonna roll this die and we'll see how many minutes I'm gonna be sprinting for. I think I'm gonna do like, what time is it? Maybe I should do this after dinner and just read until 5:30. Or read for another like 20 minutes and then start making dinner. It's gonna be like 20 minutes. I'm gonna do this after dinner, but yeah, I'm gonna do dice sprints. I might actually after dinner get out my D20 and do it on that, and then do like every like times 5 on whatever. What is 20 times 5? It's like, oh, that's ages. I'm gonna do like a D10 and times it by 5. Like every one is 5 minutes, something like that. I'll figure it out. So I'm about to shower and start work for the day. It is Monday, but I thought I'd quickly wrap up this vlog because I'm finally going to edit it today. I ended up deciding to combine 2 weeks of vlog because last week it didn't happen editing wise. So I'm going to edit this really long vlog today, so you will be seeing it. You'll have seen it. Anyway, I didn't finish my goals yet over the weekend at all. Yesterday I was like, oh, I'll finish my audiobook and I'll finish counting down with you and it'll be great. Didn't do either of those things. I have about an hour of listening left on my audiobook, which I will do this morning. And I'm about halfway through counting down with you, if you can kind of see the shadow of my bookmark there. I'm like 200 pages in. Just under halfway. Goal to finish it today, obviously. I am getting a new bookshelf at some time today. I believe we are in lockdown though, so I'm not sure if it's getting delivered or not, but we'll see. And if it does get delivered, I will be doing a rearranging video, rearranging my bookshelves, which may take up some time, but it'll be fun. I won't do a whole video, it'll just be in next week's vlog, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah. Wrap up for this fortnight's been crazy. Goals for the coming week. It's getting more and more likely that, like, I've been a bit slumpy, if you can't tell, and it's more just like a brain slump than a book slump because I'm enjoying everything I'm reading, but or most things I'm reading. But I'm gonna try and pick up the pace with The Memory of Souls this week because I have it on audiobook and I can listen along. I also need to read City of Stairs and Neon Gods, and that'll at least get me through my Bookoplathon, my Bookoplathon TBR, and then I gotta decide what to do from there. Whether I continue reading on down the list or whether I try and get to some stuff that need to go back to the library and things like that. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. Anyway, keep an eye out for more content from me. This vlog's been a mess, but hopefully it'll kind of make sense in the long run. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!